Salut, c'est Géraldine. I hope everything is okay for you. I'm here in Grenoble, still confined in my apartment for the best. If you have lots of time in your hands and you want to do something more productive than just watching the news on repeat, which is obnoxious, or watching cat videos on Facebook, I thought that maybe you might want to improve your oral comprehension with all this time. So I made a list for you. I'm going to show that on my screen of thriller, comedies, stuff that you might want to watch with your children as well, completely legal, that you can watch on the main platforms that lots of us have, or on YouTube as well, or on free platforms of the French national TV. So let's go and watch, and we can improve our oral comprehension together in order to get better at speaking and understanding everyday modern French. Let's go. So first, let's look at Netflix. This is my personal account, obviously. I wanted to show, actually I can select things in French. So I'm going to show you what I really loved. There are lots of things that I don't know because I try to not watch too many series. And at the moment, because we have to take care of our son as well as working, we don't have much time to watch anything. But some things I love, I wanted you to know. So 10% is absolutely magnificent. So it's a fantastic TV series that I love. I think in English it's called My French Agent. And it's about a talent agency in Paris. So they're very Parisian sometimes. And it's very fun because in every episode you have an actual real French star who comes and act as if they were themselves, which they are not because it's just a character, but it's really good. You have 3 seasons so far, and I really wanted to show you stuff where you can have subtitles because it can be difficult to understand if you don't. So that's really something I loved. It was absolutely great. Another one is Au service de la France. Yeah, fantastic. It appears like that. Au service de la France. So this is an old-fashioned modern series. You have 2 seasons, and it's about French secret agents who are in the 60s, I would say. And what's so funny is that it makes fun of the French people themselves. So you have lots of jokes a bit advanced about how French people saw themselves at this time. So Algeria was still a colony, so you have lots of very awkward racism that they want to show that it actually was racism. It was not just politics. So it really shows you this period with this angle. It is absolutely great. And if you saw the movie OSS 117, it's the same people who wrote it, and it's very, very, very good. You can find the name of the show on the blog in English, but it exists because some of my students saw it already. I think I can... Okay, I can close this. Flanker sounds pretty fun. It seems to be a comedy about love. I don't know it, so I couldn't tell you. Gregory is not something that I would like to watch. It's about an old thing about a child who was murdered, and we never found out who killed him. So I would not watch it. I've heard good things of Mito, which is about a woman who tells her family that she's going to die of cancer, and actually stuff blows out of her ideas. And it seems to be good, but I have not watched it, so I couldn't say. Les Rivières Pourpres is an adaptation of the movie of the same name, and the book actually. So you can read the book, it's pretty fun. Well, not fun because it's a thriller, but it's interesting. And then for the rest, I haven't watched them, so I could not tell you this is great. You should watch it. Yeah, so there are not many things in French, and because I wanted to recommend TV series or Netflix series, I'm not going to go into stand-up, but stand-up is a good opportunity for you to practice your oral comprehension because it has lots of jokes, though it's very often advanced, okay? So I'm not going to talk about stand-up, but I recommend you watch it if you're advanced because it's a very, very interesting way to understand a culture. Then let's move on to other TV series which are not on Netflix at the moment. On Prime Video, if you have children and it's available in your country, I would highly recommend Tintin. It's here because my childhood was just defined by Tintin and these dessins animés, as we call them in French. I watched all of them several times. Every time I hear the music, it just reminds me of so many good times. So if it's available, you can watch them, and you can watch them with your children as well. It's like the books, but it's even better because they can talk. Now there are other TV shows that I wanted to show you, but are not available on Prime and are going to be a little bit more difficult to tell you where to find them because you might be living in so many different countries that I not give just one answer. And in the US, there are many providers and I couldn't tell you where to find them, so I'm going to show them to you and you can find them. So this one is on Canal Plus because it was a show developed by them. But you might find it abroad because it seems to be a very big success. And the fun thing is that Un Village Français is a show about the life of a French village during the Second World War, so that's 1948 and after, and you see how people react, and it seems to be a good one. And I have not seen it, but the fun fact is that right before confinement, a week before, I went to the public library of my city in Grenoble, and I borrowed the DVDs. So I have the DVDs right at home, but I don't have any time to watch them anymore because I'm working full time, and the rest of the time I take care of my child. But they're there. It was my plan to watch them in March and April. So if you have some time, you can watch it. It's really, really good. And you see Audrey Fleurot in the middle, who is a fantastic French actress, who you probably saw in Camelot as well. So Un Village Français. And another one that is made by Canal Plus is Le Bureau des Légendes. And okay, so you have 4 seasons, and it's a modern one about spies. So Au Service de la France is about spies in the 60s, but this one is about spies now and how they make up their stories and become credible characters. So again, it had a big success. I haven't seen it, but it seems to be really, really good, and even people who are into this kind of area seem to like it. So check it out. I would watch it if I were on your couch with you having a big cup of tea. So that's Le Bureau des Légendes. Le Bureau des Légendes. Another one that is made by Canal Plus that I loved so much is Kabul Kitchen. I talked about this one already because I loved it so much. It was so different from what we saw before. So Kabul Kitchen is about a guy who creates a bar in Afghanistan, in Kabul, literally Kabul Kitchen, and so he has to deal with everything around. So the bar is usually more for expats and people working here in Kabul, but he has to deal with his neighbors, with the local mafia, etc. And it's such a good thing. It's very, very, very funny. Watch it with subtitles, and you're going to also see many French accents, which are really good. And if I wanted some fun, this is what I would watch. Something that we are actually watching now, because it's 5 to 10 minutes episodes, so we watch a little bit every day, is Camelot, which I cannot not tell you about. So it's a short, it's a long series with lots of episodes. It's about King Arthur, who has to find the Grail, but the issue is that his knights are very stupid, and it's extremely funny, and it's by far one of the best written comedy in France in the past 10 years. I read the books of the scripts because I like the writing so much. So this is what I currently watch because it's short. And it's very entertaining. And even if we watch them, I think maybe 5 times already, we just keep watching them because they're so good. So Camelot, extremely good. It's a bit more difficult to find because it's very, very niche French. because it's difficult to get the jokes, but if you watch it with subtitles and you're a bit advanced, it's definitely worth it, and it's fantastic. Now, on the France.tv platform, which you might have access to, have to check it out, I'm not sure, but it's completely free. You're going to have very, very, very high quality programming because that's the national French TV. So there was something I absolutely want to tell you about. It's Les Culottés. It's the adaptation in animation of the comic books series called Les Culottés. There are two of those. Once we will be out of confinement and you can go to a library in security or a bookshop, get it. It's fantastic. What happened recently is that they did all of the episodes in animation and you can watch them here on France TV. It's absolutely fantastic. You can watch this with your children as well. It's absolutely children friendly. That was the point of it. Even though the topics are not always fun, it's made for everybody. Also, you can watch them on YouTube, a few of those. So you will find the link on the blog of Comme, Française. You can just click Les Culottés and you can find it. So they only released a few of those, but if you want to get all of them, go to France.tv. As well, on France.tv, you will find lots of good resources. And if you want to get into soap opera, you can check our soap opera, which is Plus belle la vie. I've never watched it in my life, so I cannot tell you whether it's good or not, but I know it is the French soap opera. So it happens in the south of France, in Marseille, and then I have no idea what happens, but it's such a big thing in France because it's been there forever now, kind of forever, that if you want these kind of things which are very relaxing and you want to see what happens next, go and watch it. Because, I mean, I don't think about anything that should be shameful or whatever when you're learning a language. If you like it, it's fun, go for it. So you have subtitles. Today, I really wanted to show you stuff where you had subtitles. And as we are here, Échappée belle. Okay, so something I keep recommending all the time to my students is to watch Échappée belle. This is again something that you can find on YouTube legally, because they put their programs there. And if you can, watch the ones about France, so you can imagine that you actually are traveling there. For example, you have Marseille here, Le Cotentin. This is Les Écrins, so that's the mountains near Grenoble, well, not very far, Les Pyrénées. And then it's a way for us to travel, even though we have to be at home to stay safe and healthy. Here you have Annecy, which I'm so looking forward to go back to because that's just next door, and this means holiday for me. It's 90 minutes, it's really, really nice, and you're going to have a very, very good time. And in these times of anxiety, having a bit of a window outside the world and seeing France is a wonderful way to actually improve your oral comprehension. So I could talk about this for hours, but I really wanted to do a little bit of a selection for you. Okay, I'm going to tell you one last thing that we actually watch is, I told you about that before, is Affaires conclues. It's my guilty pleasure. I love this show. My partner loves this show, my parents, my brother, and we just keep watching it. It's a very entertaining show about brocante, so flea markets, and they find wonderful objects and you learn lots of things. So the thing that I'm doing now is to watch a few Affaires conclues every week. I don't know when we have the time, and a bit of Camelot when we have the time. So we don't watch the news because it's very it doesn't make any sense to watch much news at the moment because we are staying at home and following the government's instructions in order to save everybody and to be respectful and to be safe. So that was my selection for today. What to do next? You can watch the playlist that I made with more recommendations on how to improve your oral comprehension of French, and then pick one of the programs and tell me about it in the comments. Other students will love to hear from you. I wish you une bonne journée, une bonne soirée, maybe une bonne nuit. We are going to get through that together. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home, and I will see you next week.